Hey, Zach and Ray, why don't you add me as a third person to your videos? Because you guys are kind of sort of working for CarEdge, so it's kind of a conflict of interest. You're not really telling everybody anything. I can ask questions that I think should be asked that you guys could probably answer. Why don't you ask me to be part of your little shindig there? I don't want any money at all. Zero. I don't want nothing. I'll do it for free. Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from JoeteckTips on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And this video is directed towards Ray and Zach. Zach runs a YouTube channel called CarEdge. Been watching you guys for some time. Every lunchtime where I'm working, I actually listen and watch you guys. I interact with some of the stuff you guys talk about. Not really getting any response, so I decided to do this video, and this is in response to January 1st video that you guys did live today. So without further ado, this is about the Jeep Wagoneer with a huge discount, and I'm going to go over my thought process on what I think is going on. And you don't have to agree with me. This is my thought process. I believe this is exactly how it's going down, and it's a shame because what I'm about to tell you will make sense, and you guys are going to fall over when I tell you that. So anyway, without further ado, let's get the show on the road here.
2024 New Year, same story. I posted this just yesterday over on X, formerly known as Twitter. Did you see this, Dad?
I did, yeah, and yeah. Now that I'm assuming that includes factory incentives as well in their $38,000 discount.
For the
all right, so this is what I'm so pissed off about. Not at Ray and Zach; they're just the messenger. But just think about this for a second. All right, this is very, very important. The vehicle is $110,640. Okay, $110,640. Who in their right mind will pay $110,640 for a Jeep Wagoneer? You got to be wackadoodle to spend that kind of money on a Jeep Wagoneer. Now, if you're not even aware, if it's anything over $100,000, you have to pay a luxury tax. You guys are not telling people that, which is bizarre, which you'll have to pay a luxury tax on top of that if you were to pay $100,000, $110,000, or anything over $100,000. Now, Ray mentions through this, and I'm going to just bring it up because ahead of time. So they did a search, okay, on Car Guru, and how much would they give them for the vehicle? It said $60,000. Now, I'm going to post something now that is very important that you guys see. And this is what I believe. Okay? All vehicles are 1/3 the MSRP to manufacture the vehicle. In other words, if it's $110,000, it's 1/3, $110 to make the vehicle. All right, so it's $38,000 approximately. $36,880 to manufacture. Now, this is what I believe it is, and I'm going to go over why I think it's that. So it's $38,880 to manufacture. That's including electricity. That's including labor. That's including parts, components, engines, tires, steering wheel, the whole 9 yards. It may cost less, but I'm going to say 1/3 because that's what I think it is. Okay? So then, at $38,000 and change, they mark it up a little bit and sell it to the dealership for $55,000. Okay? So it's an $18,120 profit for the manufacturer. Okay, making sense now? So we're taking $36,880, subtracting $55,000, which the manufacturer is making $18,120. Now, the dealership now owns the vehicle at $55,000. they tell them that the MSRP is twice the cost of the vehicle to you, making the car $110,000 and change. And there's the price right there. So now, okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. That the savings that they're giving you for $38,641 right here proves they're ripping you off by more than $38,000. Okay? If the car cost them $55,000 to buy from the manufacturer, okay, dealerships and manufacturer are kind of hand in hand, but the manufacturer still has to make money. So now the dealership, if they decide to do it, they can make $55,000 on the vehicle, or they can make less, which is perfect information right here. They're wanting to sell the car for $71,999. They're still making a ton of money. All right, so let's just take $71,999 minus $55,000. So the dealership is still making $17,000, $16,999. So the dealership, even though they discounted $38,641, they're still making just about $17,000 on a vehicle if they sell it for $71,999. Okay, it's disgusting. Now the reason why the dealer invoice is fake is because, think about the facility that this place is in. They have this massive lot of acres and acres of automobiles, millions of dollars, millions upon millions of dollars of inventory on the lot. They have to pay for the taxes for the land. They have to pay the rent, taxes on the building on the land, electricity, the salaries of the salespeople. There's no way in hell they're making a few $1,000s on a vehicle and have to pay a $50,000 to $100,000 rent for the building per month. There's no way. This makes more sense. If they sell, a couple of vehicles at $110,000, they're making $55,000 per vehicle, right? Now that makes sense. They sell 2 or 3 of these a month, they can afford to pay their $50,000 rent, their lease, or whatever it is, the electricity, their salary. There's no way, if you guys are that gullible and you really, really, truly think that they're only making a few $1,000s per vehicle, you're lying to yourself. Absolutely, absolutely lying to yourself, thinking, and you're that gullible and thinking that's an okay price for a vehicle. $72,000 for a vehicle that actually should be no more. So if the number it was correct, now think about this for a second. If they're truly making only a few $1,000s, then the MSRP on this vehicle should be $60,000. If it cost them $55,000 from the manufacturer, let's just say that's what it is, they should be making, maybe it should be $62,000 MSRP. So there's that $2,000 wiggle room, and they're making $5,000 per car. So I want to just show this part, which is important, that they're selling the car for $71,999, but watch this part of the video. This is disheartening.
And you were to run it through Black Book or run it through our sell widget, with very limited miles. My guess is you wouldn't get a bid anywhere near $70,000 for it. And
very true.
You're trying to get somebody to spend $72,000 for a 2-year-old vehicle with 0 miles on it, and as the dealer, you got to feel good about what you're offering, and as the customer, you got to be thinking twice about spending it. Even at $72,000, it's a 2-year-old vehicle that doesn't seem like a particularly good bargain.
Let's do it, man. You know me. I love doing these experiments live on the show. So let me pull this up on the dealer website, and then let's go back over to caredge.com and let's see what the price would be if we sold it. If we sold it back to Carvana.
This
or
is so
CarMax,
disgusting. It's not even funny.
So I'm here on the dealer website. Here is the listing. The VIN is right here. Now, Dad, this vehicle has about 1,000 miles on it. They put it in a service lender fleet. So what I'm going to do is I'll jump back over to caredge.com. Let me come back over to the VDP where we're looking at. Let's go to sell. Let me start over. VIN. Boom. Let's say it's got, I think it had about 900 miles on it, and we're in New York, so that would be like 1001, something like that.
I don't know.
NYC. Bear with me, folks. I should know my zip code. Yeah, that'll put us squarely in New York City. So let's see. The dealer's trying to sell this with a massive, nearly, I can't believe I'm saying this, nearly $40,000 discount. Okay. And we're still saying maybe that's not enough. All right. So let's see, Dad. We're going to pretend like we own this vehicle and we're going to sell it. What do you think? Do you think we're going to get offers around the $40,000 discount? Nearly $40,000 discount puts it at 72 grand. Do you think we're going to get any offers around 72 grand?
I think you'll get an offer in the 50s.
Offer in the 50s. All right. Yeah. Stand by. We'll say the tires are nice and new, no issues, not buying another vehicle. Drum roll, please. Do 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 do.
You might not get any offers, but that's besides the point.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Brand new 2022. I don't know if folks will. Wow, $60,200, Dad. The one offer.
This proves that they're making way more than $38,000, because why would they discount it $38,641, excuse me, and lose? They're not losing. They're still making $17,000 on the vehicle. You guys are not seeing this, so let's continue with the video.
For those of you that listen to the podcast, let's break this down. So we found just yesterday, and this is actually at a dealership that we work with, Island Auto Group up in Staten Island, New York. If you're interested in a $38,641 savings on a Jeep Grand Wagon here at 2022, we can help you out with that. But Dad, this is the reality that's being
faced. We can help you out with that. Really. So now you're plugging yourself for this. So this is where it bothers me. You can't help with this. There's already a $38,641 discount. No one in their right mind would buy this car anyway. I would rather buy a BMW, Mercedes, or an Audi. Boy spent $72,000 on an American car, which, in all honesty, we don't know how to make an American car last. Now, the reason why I bring this up is that when was the last time you actually saw an all-original Jeep anything on the road today that has not been touched ever? Meaning, you bought the car and all you did was put gas and oil in it, and you haven't replaced any component on the vehicle. Granted, Japanese cars, sometimes you get onesie twosies where something malfunctioned, whatever, but not on a regular basis. I know tons of cars that are still on the road today that nothing's been changed on it, because Japanese automakers use, or Toyota does, it's called Kaizen, and they're very into passion and building vehicles. That's why Toyota, Honda, Nissan all make good quality cars. Toyota's number one, Honda's probably number two, and Nissan is probably number three. Mazda wouldn't go near Mazda. They're just way over expensive Japanese car that all the other three could replace Mazda. Mazda should disappear. It shouldn't even exist. Maybe for the RX-7, that's about it, but in theory, the car manufacturer, you don't see many Mazdas on the road. Hence the reason why there's so many discounts right now, because no one wants to buy a Mazda. But anyway, you don't see an all-original, like Ford Bronco, 1972 Ford Bronco, or 1980 Ford Bronco, fully original. Nothing's changed. Not the alternator, not the transmission's never been rebuilt, the engine's never been rebuilt, the ring's never been done. You're never going to see that. It doesn't exist. American cars are built to fail. So the cycle continues. If they made an automobile that never failed, they'd never make any new ones to sell. Let's continue with the video.
Jeep dealerships nationwide. We'll do some examples in just a moment. $110,640,000 MSRP on a brand new 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneer Series 3 all-wheel drive. This dealer, Dad, has had this vehicle for well over a year, coming up on 2 years.
So that, there you go, has well over a year. So they're losing money as their inventory just sits there. They still got to pay the land that the car sits on. It's depreciating continuously. It's been there over a year, so that means it's been sitting there for 365. Now this is actually a 2-year-old vehicle now. So they have nothing. In other words, they're never going to sell it at $110,000. It's impossible. 2 years old already. Got 0 miles, but it's still 2 years old. What about the manufacturers? That means the engine's been sitting there doing nothing. None of the belts have been moving. I wouldn't buy this car if he gave it to me. Because just imagine all the failures that's going to happen. The car's never been run. It got 0 miles on it, right? How many miles are on it? It doesn't even say on this view. It doesn't even say it. So this is disastrous for a Jeep Wagoneer. Because it's already 2 years old, and it's never been driven. So everybody knows that if you don't drive a car, it does more damage to the vehicle than driving, or driving it and keeping everything moving, whatever. That goes with American cars only. You could do that with a Nissan, doesn't matter. You do that with a Toyota, nothing happens to it. A Honda, same thing. Everything has timing chains now. No more timing belts, so you don't have to worry about that crap. Let's continue with the video. I'm ranting. Now, this video is directed to Ray and Zach. Be more transparent. Help us. Truly, truly help us. Admit to this. And I have something else I want to show you. Dealers need to lower car MSRP to sell cars 2024 and beyond. Greed will fail. And it will. This is a perfect example. $38,000. You out of your mind?
Island Auto Group, again, they've now discounted it $38,641. Have you ever seen anything like this, Dad?
No. Nobody has, because this just proves that if somebody bought it for $110,000, that means a dealership made over $38,641 in profit. That's what I'm trying to tell you, folks. Dealer invoice is fake that you see. It does not exist. Dealer invoice is 50% of the MSRP here is what the cost is over there for the dealership. Hence the reason why it's always twice the MSRP for the cost of the vehicle. Make sense? So if the car is 40 grand, it costs the dealership 20 grand to buy it from the manufacturer. So they're making $20,000 on the vehicle. So, but what about the 1/3 MSRP? That's what it costs to create and manufacture and make at the manufacturer. Then they increase it a certain amount of money, which will be 50% of the MSRP here will be the cost to the dealership, and then the manufacturer says it should be twice the cost to you to be MSRP, and that's how they come up with MSRP. Making sense now, people? Ray and Zach, why don't you tell that to people? Make people realize that. We may be able to lower the cost out of these vehicles. It's just a shame that it's taken this long to come out. Crazy.
A $38,000 discount on an advertisement price. I mean, that is just, I've never seen it. I didn't even know this was possible, man.
Of course it is.
Well, anything's possible. It all depends how big of a loss you want to take.
There's no loss. There's maybe loss on profit, but not loss on, nothing lost to the dealership. They're still making a lot of money. Instead of making $55,000 on a vehicle, they're making only $17,000 on a vehicle. Not really a loss. They're losing if they don't sell it, because it'll still sit there for another 2 freaking years, because no one in the right mind is going to spend $110,000 on a Wagoneer and then pay a luxury tax on top of that. That's why they're discounting it. So just think about this for a second. This is very important that you guys get this and understand, comprehend what I'm saying. They were ready to rip you off for $38,641. They were ready to do that 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Well, we'll find a sucker that'll spend $110,000 on a Jeep Wagoneer, and we can make $55,000 on them. Nobody bought it. The interest rates are climbing. No one can afford a 9% interest rate on this vehicle, let alone any vehicle for that matter. And then they go, holy crap, we're losing money on this. So this is the first company, the first dealership to actually deduct. So think about this for a second. Every MSRP is exactly the same percentage of this, which everybody should deduct. Does that make sense? So let's figure that out. It looks like it's like 22%. So let's just, for shits and giggles, 110,640 minus 22% equals, no, way off. It's more than that. I can't figure it out. There's a better, I'm sure there's a faster way we could do this. So 110,640 divided by 71,999 equals 53%? That can't be right. That can't be right. Is that right? Oh my God. 110,000? No, it can't be. It can't be right. Maybe 43%? 100,000? Sorry, I'm having difficulty. Of course, it's going to happen when I'm recording. So let's do minus 43%. That's probably what it is. 43%. 63. No, I can't. I don't know why I can't get this. I'm going to probably omit this until I get it right on the nose here. So it's 1,640 divided by 71,999. %. That can't be right. So no, that can't be. Maybe 65. So hang on. 65% minus 100, 35%. So 110, 640 minus 30, 35%. Yep, that's it. So 35%. So it's 35% off of MSRP. Okay, so that's what everybody should do. Subtract 35% from the MSRP, and that should be the car price to purchase. So for argument's sake, say for argument's sake, there's a Prius Prime out there for $42,000. Subtract 35%. Should be $27,300. And they're still making a ton of money. Oh my God. That's what it should be. That's what it should be. So this is case in point. So they're actually making if they sold it for $110,000, okay, they were making 35% more than what they actually should be making. Because right now they're still making $17,000. And grant you, they're going to probably make more on the back end when they try to sell you a warranty, which by the way is 100% profit. Just so you know. 100%. 100%. There's a, 98.2% profit. I mean, come on. Warranties cost nothing. Okay? Nothing. Nothing. Zero. The finance manager can charge anything they wish. Just so you know. Anything they want. So the cost of a warranty is probably like $800, but they charge you $6,000 because there's no cap. They can charge whatever they want. I believe Mercedes got caught, and their cap is $2,500 over the cost. However, if you don't know that, because Zach and Ray don't tell you that. I'm telling you that there's a cap. They can't go over a certain amount of money for an extended warranty. But if you are gullible enough to spend $6,000, $5,000, $9,000 for an extended warranty, you're getting ripped off. You can take them to Better Business Bureau and sue, and you would win. So let's continue with this.
And the sad reality is well, I can honestly say on a $110,000 car, I don't ever recall seeing a $38,000 discount. That's what, about 35%. But the sad reality is that they should have done this 2 years ago. Okay. It shouldn't have taken them 2 years to realize this thing ain't going to sell at anywhere near $110,000. What can we get for it? I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what they have spent in floor plan costs on this vehicle.
Yeah, floor plan costs, exactly. It's 2 years old already. 2 years. I wouldn't buy that car for $72,000 if you gave me the money. Because the thing would break down in probably 8 months because it hasn't been run or used. And a Wagoneer would come fully loaded. I don't know. I'm ranting on you guys. You guys really do give us a service. I watch you guys every freaking day at 12 o'clock. I watch the stream as much as sometimes I'm a little late. I'm at 12:30, so I watch it from the time you started streaming. However, you guys got to be a little bit more transparent and give more information, more valid information to us, and so we can actually win. I know you guys are in the market, in the business to sell cars as well, but you guys are making hand over fist on YouTube alone. You don't need to charge for your services, at CarEdge. You don't need to do that. Give it away for free. You're making money. You're also being greedy about. I mean, you do it because you're making money. I get it, but there's no reason to charge. You're making money on YouTube. Use of proceeds from YouTube to pay the people you're doing to do that. Make it a better service. I don't like that. You're being greedy as yourself, and you're trying to sell cars, and you're making commission on top of that as well on the cars you sell. So you're still doing the same thing as the dealerships, is that now CarEdge is a dealership, and you're kind of sort of the middleman. Be upfront with the costs, how much money you guys make, all that. Be honest, and you'll sell a lot more, because personally I would never use CarEdge. But you guys give some information that's useful, but not all of it, because that's the reason why I'm making my video, to reply to you guys, because you're not really listening. I'm a YouTuber as well. I like to give factual information to my subscribers. Factual. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to turn on monetization on this video, because I want this information free to my subscribers so they understand. If they get this information and understand it and fully get something out of it, the service is already done. I don't need to make money on it. I'm not greedy like that. So this video will be not monetized at all. So we continue with this video.
Over almost nearly 2 years, but yeah, I mean, every time we looked at the Grand Wagoneer, we've said, man, that is the perfect vehicle for Derek Jeter, nobody else. And
by the way, Derek Jeter would never buy a Jeep Wagoneer. He's either driving a Mercedes, Audi, or BMW. He's only doing a Jeep Wagoneer for a commercial, and that is it. But that's funny, though, Ray. Very funny.
Dealers have been sitting with them. So, and I saw you had a comment from somebody that said, sign me up. And when you said, well, if you're serious, let me know. And she said, no, I'm an Escalade kind of gal. And you'd really be hard-pressed to get me out of an Escalade to get into one of those. That just shows the tough road to hoe when it comes to selling those vehicles.
Look at this stat. There are 240 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoneers still for sale nationwide.
240. That's $2.4 million of inventory. Oh my God. Actually, no. 24 million. What am I saying? Holy crap. Hold on a second. It's $24 million. I'm a moron. 240 times 110,000. $26,400,000 worth of inventory. Oh my God. Now, if they divide that by 2, and then divide that by 240, each car should be sold at $55,000. That's, actually, we should add $5,000 to that, so they have some profit as they claim for their dealer invoice crap. You know, so if the car had MSRP of like $62,000, and then they say, well, we can't really move because the dealer invoice is a couple of $1,000s, then that would make sense to that. Of $55,000 for $62,000, there's a $7,000 gap. But you know that's not true. They can't afford the lease. They can't afford the electricity on $1,000 per vehicle. If you believe that's truly true, then you are more gullible than anybody. Actually, the whole world is gullible because they actually fell for it. It's impossible. This, what's up here, is exactly what it is. Dealer invoice is fake. Remember that. MSRP, okay? So whatever the cost is, it's 1/3. Now this, listen to this is the formula. This is the formula. Dealer in MSRP is 1/3. All right, so I'm going to do this again. 1/3. And this is important. So we take $110,000. $110,000 divided by 3 equals $36,666 is the cost for the manufacturer to build the vehicle. Okay? Labor, the engine, the tires, the rims, the materials, everything, electric, everything, to make that car in the plant is $36,666. Now, it could be less. I'm making it 1/3 the MSRP. Okay? So now, if you look at the MSRP of the car, it's half of that is the cost to the dealership. So, this is the part that's interesting. So it's $36,666. Okay? So we take the $110,000 that's on the car, is $55,000, minus $36,666 is a profit for the manufacturer of $18,334. This making sense again? I'm trying to help you here. So now, if the dealership paid $55,000 for the vehicle, the MSRP now is 2 times the cost, and then they're making $55,000 profit. They're not going to show you the true invoice. They're going to show you some fake invoice that they said it's they paid $107,000 for the vehicle or whatever, and they have only a few $1,000s for wiggle room crap that they're going to give you, and that's where this goes. All right, so that's the formula. That is the formula of this whole thing, and it's very important that you guys understand that, and that's what we're going to go with. And that's what it is, because there's no way in hell anybody could afford the building, the land, the taxes, the electric, the salaries of everybody, the finance manager, the mechanics, which is a whole separate thing. They're making money on the repairs that are manufactured into the vehicle to do on purpose. All right, so I'm going to continue play on this.
For my new 240 pops. Let's just click on this one. Here, again, I'm in Central California, so let's do a quick, poke here. So I'm going to go down, scroll down. Let's go to this dealer's website. Bear with me for 1 second, folks. They're only offering a $15,650 discount. Dad, to your point about floor plan costs, let's think about.
All right, so this is a perfect example. This particular dealership does not want to lose a ton of money, but they're making it seem like it's $15,000, $15,000 drop in cost in their profit margin. Okay, it's a $55,000 profit margin. This again proving to you us, the American people, that they are ripping us off. If someone was out there to buy it for $110,000, somebody would. And just think about that for a second. Same thing goes with sale prices and stuff in stores. Same thing. 50% off. How are they making money? Well, because you're paying 100% beginning with. No one bought it, so they knocked 50% off, and now it seems like a great deal, but they're still making money because it's probably 25% over what they paid for. So they're still making money. You understand? You understand? It doesn't make any sense. Everything costs money, especially real estate, land, electricity, salaries, 401k, insurance, health insurance. That all adds up. $55,000 per vehicle sounds about where they need to be to make money. Still pay all their employees, because even if they don't sell anything, they still make a salesman salary, so they have to pay everybody. You can't do that on $2,000 on a vehicle. There's no way in hell. How does the sales manager, not the finance manager, how does a sales manager of that dealership make any money? They're making $2,000 per vehicle. Doesn't make any sense. Think about it. Think about it. There's a lot of data here for you. Let's continue with this video.
About that for a second. Jeep dealers nationwide are experiencing what consumers are experiencing, which is the price of their vehicles have gone up 50% over the past 5 years.
50%. That means that everything that you see here today should be 50% off to sell. MSRP, 50% plus 5%. So the dealership makes money. And that's what we should go by. And they're going to laugh at you. Where'd you get that information from? Tell them me. And they're going to go, oh my God, I know that guy. Or Ray and Zach for that matter. Because enough is enough. We're not making a lot of money. People are making $30,000, $35,000 a year or less. How can they afford to get any vehicle for that matter? They pretty much priced out everyone to buy a car. Everyone. So the cheapest car out there is like their Kia Rio, or the Kia Forte. Brand new is like $17,000, brand new. And they're still selling them for $12,000, and they're 10 years old. What is going on here? It doesn't make any sense. Oh, man. Honey, can I call you right back? I'm in the middle of a video. I love you. So this is the part where you guys need to use my formula. I would have it up here for you to go through and use. It was 100%. And this is what you do. And then eventually, when everybody starts to use this formula to actually buy a car, it is going to work in your favor. This is the perfect example. That means they've been overcharging people for decades, or at least 2 years, because of the 50% increase stuff. But that doesn't matter. That means what I say with this here is still a fact. 1/3 of the MSRP is the cost of the manufacturer. Okay? And I'm sticking with it. And it makes 100% sense. So without continuously bashing this, and this video is directed towards Ray and Zach. Love your channel. I'm a YouTuber as well. I enjoy doing this and helping my subscribers stay in the know, because I am JoeteckTips. I give tips of anything for my subscribers. So guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.